Hey guys, it's Sabrina with Sabrina's Craft-nanigans. Welcome back to our 12 days of Christmas crafting, day 9, thrifted decor. Hey guys, welcome to Sabrina's Craft-nanigans. I'm so glad you're here today for day 9, thrifted decor. We are taking our thrift finds and flipping them today, which pretty much has been every day for me. So I only have one project for today that I have thrifted and then flipped, yes, that I have thrifted and then flipped. And if you like what you see, go look at day 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, because I pretty much have used everything that I have either thrifted or I have been gifted, and it's been in my stash. I have really bought just about absolutely nothing except for a couple of things at Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby. I am crafting my stash, people, okay? And I have tons of thrifts that need to be flips. So go check out the other 8 days after you enjoy today. And also, I have some other thrift flip because I joined the thrift flip road trip with our crafting cousins, those two beautiful ladies, Kay and Trish. So I have those videos as well if you enjoy thrift flips. So check that out. I can't thrift flip. How many times am I going to say that? Woo! If I give you a quarter for every time I said it, I'd be more than broke and you might be rich. Sorry, can't do that though. So guys, if you are here for day 9 for thrifted decor, I hope you enjoy. In my description box, as well as a pinned comment down in comments, I have the link to all the beautiful ladies that are here in day 9 for thrifted decor. And I also have left you the links for day 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 in case you missed a day. Guys, go check these beautiful ladies out. Watch the videos, leave it on play, listen to it in the background. Give us thumbs up, hit a comment, just give us an emoji. Tell us what your favorite project is. It doesn't take but a second, but it helps us tremendously. And also, guys, subscribe. We notice a lot of you guys who watch and like us, you don't subscribe. Like 50 to 80% of y'all don't subscribe. It's easy. Come on now. If you are on your TV, just hit up on your remote, then go to the right. You'll see our beautiful faces. And just click on it. And once you click on that, subscribe and join will pop up. Click subscribe and you are done. Hit that notification bell and you will know every time we post something. We are on day 9. We got 3 more days to go. And plus we got a couple more weeks till Christmas. So you never know what might happen around here. You guys go subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, comment, share out with your friends. We hope you guys are enjoying these 12 days of Christmas crafting. Let's get into some thrift flips. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, I found this at Goodwill for like $2. It had this awesome metal frame that the board just slips in the back and it has metal tabs. Very easy to get off, no problem at all. I think this piece originally came from Michael's and it was $6, but I paid $2. Oh yeah, the metal frame sold me. So there we go. What I did is I just pulled those tabs, got the back off. I just pulled some of the paper off, sanded it down a little bit, but nothing major because we're going to cover it up. This side is going to be the back that's going to be sticking out. So I just got some brown paper that you can buy at Dollar Tree. Put a little bit of glue on it, scraped it down, smoothed it out. Now I'm using my X-Acto knife to cut around the edge. Get off all that extra, all the extra. Get that out of the way. I will then, once it dries a little bit, I will take my sander. I'm saving that other piece of paper up there to paint on. Don't waste anything. So I'm just sanding this off with my finger sander there, make it a little bit smooth. And then we're going to make sure that our other side that we're going to put some craft paper on is very, very dry. You don't want it damp or wet. And I found this beautiful paper at Hobby Lobby. Okay, this is one of the very few things I have bought. It took me a while to decide where exactly I wanted this, as to what part of the trucks I wanted to show. But I'm putting it in that upper corner. Once again, taking my X-Acto knife, just slicing it on the sides, and I have a very dull blade, and it doesn't work, and yeah, it's a hot mess. Now, I ran out of my purple Elmer's glue stick, so you can tell I'm a teacher because I stole all the kids' scented glue sticks, because, you know, we would have just smelled our glue sticks the whole time and not work, so I took all their scented glue sticks home. Anyway, so just put a ton of that on there, and then pressed. I also had had got my brayer over there to the right that you can see to make sure it was really smooth. Now we're going to take the little house. I did pop that off earlier because it was 3D. It had a little backing behind it. I found those little trees, a very merry holly jolly happy Christmas, and found those at Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off. Just taking my antique wax and using my chippy brush. Patted that off. Now I'm taking this red paper that I had in a scrapbook pack that I had in my stash. And I didn't want nothing too busy, but I wanted something that had a little bit of something in it. So I took that red. Once again, I'm trying another X-Acto knife, and that one was just as dull. So I think it's time to change blades. Taking my smelly glue stick again and covering that house right there. And I'll put my little red piece of cardstock house on top. We'll press it down and make sure that's all nice and smooth. You can see I had some little edges left there, and I'm trying to trim them off with my dull X-Acto knife. You can keep seeing I keep going back and forth between a silver one and a turquoise one, realizing that, you know, at some point you think I'd realize neither one of these are working good, but what do? I put them right back in my little caddy instead of leaving them out to remind myself to change the blade. Anywho, now we're going to take my finger sander and I'm sanding off some of that extra scrap that was on there. Always make sure to sand down when you're sanding off your paper. Okay, so taking some matte Mod Podge, obviously way too much, so I start just sticking it on there, and I thought, well, no, I got to Mod Podge that too, so I might as well just take that extra Mod Podge, and put it on my truck paper as well. Now, taking my antique wax distressing brush again, and I'm making sure I go around those edges, since that piece does stick up 3D-ish, and I wanted to get some distressing on that. And then I will take my very merry holly jolly Christmas, and I will just take my glue pen and glue some of that on, and later it does pop off, so I put some of the wood glue on it as well, and I get it stuck back on there. Not really that problem because it's not too heavy. It's just so fine and so detailed, it's hard to get any kind of glue on it. But anyway, I got it on there, getting it in the middle. I'm kind of using my dryer there, my heat gun, to get some of the glue strings off. I'm going to go ahead and pop this back in there. It's pretty cool. It just kind of pops right in there, and then you just pull those metal tabs back down. After I play with it for 30 minutes, figuring out how it gets back in. So it just had 3 big tabs, and they were sturdy. That thing does not move, and it isn't going anywhere. I wanted to get it back in the frame before I put the house on, just to make sure that I had it centered. I'm going to use a little bit of the wood glue and hot glue on the back of the little chunky piece there. That was all together. I didn't have to do any of that. I'm going to press that down, and I did put a paint bottle on top of that to hold it down. Now, I've got that little pick from Walmart that was in my stash. I'm going to use the 2 frosted pine needles, and I'm going to use the berries. And you see I got a big pine cone and a little pine cone. I used the little one, and I go find 2 more little pine cones in my stash. Now right here, I have no idea what I'm doing. I know that hot glue does not like to stick to metal. So my brain is thinking, can't you add glue or something to metal? And then once it dries, that gives you a layer of some sort to glue to? I could be absolutely wrong. I could be absolutely losing my mind. But I've had 2 late nights getting this stuff out. And yeah, I don't know. But it's working right now. So, you know, hey, it's all good. So I forgot to hit record before I glued on the pine needle stem thingy, tree thingies. But I remember to turn it on before I glued on the little frosted berries. There's the 3 little ones because the big one just wasn't working. So I had 2 more of those picks in my stash, and I pulled the pine cone because it only had 1 little one on each pick. So I found 2 more picks and pulled off the little pine cones, and I'm just going to cluster them in the middle right there. Glue them all together right on top of all that. I'm using my heat gun again to just get the glue strings off and make sure that's all cleaned out, all nice and pretty. Some of my berries were sticking kind of out all over the place, so I made sure those were glued down to the pine needles and not just all over. I also snip a few little snips off here and there, like right there, because a berry had fallen off and it just was the stem part and it looked goofy. Now, this little part was part of the sprig as well. And I kind of wanted to take it apart and just used a couple of the leaves. And I end up putting 2 on each side between the pine cones and the red berries. And I just use my glue pen there, and I get those stuck in there underneath the pine cones a little bit. Just 2 on each side. And one is a little bit bigger than the other one. So I'm just trying to make sure that looks good and I like it. I always try to play with it a little bit before I make my official glue and stick it down in for good. As you can see, I'm doing. And see, I didn't like the size of that one, and so I got me a smaller one. And that all worked out, and I really like the way that looked. So there we go. Our floral is on, and it's still sticking. Now, I got that ribbon. Okay, I did buy this just the other day because it had a truck, and I couldn't pass it up. So that was from Dollar General for $2. Got my red trucks. It's got the white. I went with the bright this time for the white because the paper was bright white. So I figured, okay, bright white ribbon. So for a second there, I was figuring out where I wanted it. I'm going to end up putting it in the top left corner. What I'm doing here is I'm just making some loops. I made 4 loops, and then I'm going to end it with a tail at the bottom. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I'm just deciding, oh, I want to try something different to make a bow. So I'm doing something different, and it actually came out really good. And I'm going to kind of just squish this up where I gathered all those loops up. And I'm going to I'm kind of fluffing right now to see, okay, is this actually going to look good? Is this going to make sense? Well, I get me a piece of jute twine, and that's bees running back and forth. He fell out of the window today in the craft room, and I had no idea until I heard his sister howling at the top of her lungs. And when I went to look to see what she was howling at, it was bees that fell out the window in the craft room where I'm at, and I didn't even know he did it. So, yeah, he had an adventure today. He got outside. Anywho, so I took that jute twine. I'm now dovetailing my ends, which aren't really going to show, but I wanted to make sure that they were dovetailed just in case they ended up poking out. Now I'm going to take some extra jute twine and tie it around the center there so that it looks a little bit prettier, a little bit farmhousey. And yes, I'm fighting with my jute twine. We have a fight often. I've got it in a Parmesan cheese container that I cleaned out. Well, actually, Mom cleaned out and gave it to me because I told her, save me everything. And so I put my jute twine in there, and I have it coming up through the side that has the 3 holes, not the bigger side. And yeah, it's all over the place, and it's fighting me, and because the roll inside it is small, and it's, you know, hot mess express here. Anyway, I got that tied around, and it just kind of looks a little bit better. I'm going to fluff, 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 fluff. It ended up working out great. That kind of those bottom 2 loops were bigger, and they kind of were kinked sideways because that ends up fitting perfectly in the corner. I have this little ornament that I had in my stash, and it's wooden. It had a little red plaid truck in the middle, kind of goes with everything else. I snipped the hanger off of it, but I just took my glue pen and glued the end of it in case that's what was holding it all together. So I made sure it would stay glued. Now I'm just trimming off all the extra jute end pieces, and I'm kind of making sure it's going to fit in the corner. Not sure how long this will hold because hot glue doesn't like metal, but so far so good. Okay, so see how those, like, the bottom loops kind of were twisted and they follow the edge of the frame? Oh my gosh, I just thought that was so cool. Anyway, taking my little ornament here, gluing it in the middle, and there she is. Ain't she pretty? Okay, guys, welcome to day 9 with our thrifted decor. Here is what we came up with today. You see some other things from yesterday and some previous days sitting around. So if you like those, make sure you go check out the other days. That was Rustic Woodland Day. That was Sign Day. There's a couple cute little ornaments that were boop and boop on Ornament Day. This was just Farmhouse Day yesterday, but here is our focus of today. Using some thrifted things that we got from wherever we got them from, which pretty much almost all my stuff has either been thrifted or gifted. I have used my stash to do all 9 of these days so far. But this is just a cute little thing because I am also, if you couldn't tell, into my rustic farmhouse decor. So these are my little red trucks. You can see the paper in the background is just so adorable. This right here with the house is 3D. It pops out. The only thing I've recently bought are these little ornaments from Hobby Lobby and the ribbon from Dollar General and the cardstock that's in the background. But otherwise, the frame was what was thrifted from Goodwill for only $2. And the foliage, the pine and the berries and the pine cones, that was in my stash. That cute little ornament was also in my stash. there we go. I thought this came out cute. This is the only thing I got done today, but hey, something better than nothing. Like I said, if you guys enjoy this picture, make sure you check out Farmhouse Day. If you enjoy this beautiful, beautiful sign right here, this was Christmas sign day. If you think these ornaments are cute and adorable and got that vintage approval, check that day out as well for ornaments. And then, of course, we have my little rustic woodland decor here. So make sure you check out Rustic Woodland Day. And look, I'll even light it up for you again if you haven't seen it yet. This is like one of my favorite projects so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed. There's your focus for today. If you guys have liked, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Leave me a little truck or leave me a little red heart. Anything you want in those comments, any little bit helps. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe if you like what you see. Share out with your friends. Hit that notification bell. Go to my description box or my first pinned link in comments for the playlist link to go see the other ladies for Thrifted Decor Day. And make sure you check out the YouTube channels of Brenda at Rustic and Lace DIY, as well at Krista at Krista's Crafty Life. Thank you, ladies, for having me here again today. I'm having a blast. I hope all of you are having a blast. And I hope to see you tomorrow for Anything Goes Day 10. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Go like, subscribe, comment, share out, hit that notification bell. Love you guys with all my heart.